Live from the Kiwanis Ice Arena in Socrates, New York, on this cold and frigid Sunday morning of February 26th, 2022, we welcome you to Game 1 of the semifinal matchup for the New York State High School Hockey Championship Tournament right here in upstate New York, as the Connetquot Sayville Thunderbirds take aim at a vengeful Northport Huntington Tigers with a similar storyline taking place. The Tigers undefeated, 3-0, while Connetquot Sayville Bayport's Blue Points come into this matchup with a record up here at 2-1. Michael Andrew here, ready to bring you the action, and this will be a collision course for the ages. Everyone knows the last time these two teams met, we saw the impossible happen. Northport Huntington, a team that was deemed unstoppable, unbeatable to the very end, and the favorites, and a team looked at as someone that's mortal, found themselves at the hands of defeat, courtesy of the Connetquot Sayville Bayport's Blue Point Thunderbirds. On that very night, we saw the legend of Joseph Walsh come to life as he made one of the best saves in all of the many saves we saw this past year on Derek Mackholtz, a very skilled travel product who's making his final appearance here today for the Tigers, possibly. And that's another thing too that will be noted all throughout the broadcast, is how important this matchup means to both of these teams and every senior that's representing their schools today. Notable seniors like this man right here, Joseph Walsh. And the same can be said for the senior netminder, Aiden Donnelly, who will most likely not be getting the start, as I got confirmation from head coach Michael Porcello and manager Frank Hoyle that Angel Spinelli will be returning to the cage to start over Donnelly in this semifinal matchup. And that's going to be a different strategy that will be being utilized than what we saw the last time when the two teams met in the semifinals back in late January, is Angel Spinelli starting in between the pipes, going toe-to-toe with that man, Joseph Walsh, the PAL Junior Islanders product. Aiden Donnelly got the start in the semifinal matchup, and the results didn't pay off as the Thunderbirds were victorious and the Tigers were sent home shocked and silenced. The Northport Huntington Tigers have a lot of things on their minds. And I talked with Michael Porcello and Frank Hoyle, and I didn't pose the question of how much it would mean for them to win this championship, knowing that it's been since 2015 since this team has won a major title. Because, like Connetquot Sayville, these players, these athletes, are not thinking about what happens when the buzzer sounds in the third period for this matchup. They're thinking about the moments. They're just living and taking in every single second of every walking moment in their life right now. There are many senior graduates, impending senior graduates, like Joseph Walsh and Aiden Donnelly, that are hoping to have one lasting memory here upstate in Saugerties, New York. Colin Bizel, a man that I have got the fortune to talking to yesterday, seemed very calm, cool, and relaxed for someone that has done everything in his rights to get the Thunderbirds to this position. Not to mention, this team began the tournaments without Bizel and Walsh in the lineup, and that played into effect when Arlington got the victory over the Thunderbirds 4-3. Northport Huntington is gearing up for this same team that has Bizel and Walsh leading the way. What they are looking for this time around is a sign of hope. And both of these teams have been looking forward to this matchup ever since the 4 teams that represented the Suffolk County High School Hockey League punched their ticket to the semifinals, knowing that this is where they will be in the later portion of February. But first things first, we take a moment to put hockey aside and honor the flag that stands right in front of us. Michael Porcello, George Vadyak rallying the troops one last time to instill one last motivational strategy before this intense battle gets underway. Prior to the meeting in the semifinals back in late January, the two teams only met once, in which the Tigers were victorious over Connetquot Sayville back in November, winning by a final of 4-2. One could wonder if that was on the minds of Connetquot Sayville when they proclaimed that the second half of the season would be known as the Revenge Tour. Well, if that's the case, then it did the job. Because the last time the two teams met, the Thunderbirds were victorious, winning 3-2. Now, we wait to see what this result holds, and we'll take another draw. As there you see Angel Spinelli in the crease, and the official had to make one last repair before we officially get this contest started. Both captains playing in what may go down as the last game of their hockey playing lives at the high school level. Long Island Rebels product, and the captain for the Tigers today, Jack Breckland. And the same for New York Islanders, PAL Junior Islanders product, Colin Bizell, representing his 4 schools this morning up in Saugerties, hoping to get Connetquot Sayville a first state championship in a long, long time. Michael Meyer, who scored the opening round-robin overtime winner against East Islip, starts on the ice. And there he is, trying to mitigate Connetquot Sayville's offensive units, led by Kenny Correo. Correo trying to remain consistent in the goal-scoring department, as he has registered a goal in each of the games that he's been a part of this weekend. Benth tried to slide it across the Connolly to no avail. Here's Gray. Gray trying to lean in and get a hold of it, and he'll race down and pick it up before setting it across, but no man was found in the picture. Paragallo at the top, and that chance was negated off the block in front, and this allows Connetquot Sayville to gain some zone entry. Connolly drops this one down low to Benth. Benth had trouble handling the feed. Now Brady will move into a new location, and now he's tied up with Chirico. Connolly tried to center it, and that chance got blocked. Marchese at the top. This one pinballs back in the slot, but it couldn't be touched home right there by Brady. And George Chirico will toss this back into the end boards, where Marchese will regather it. And he'll set it onto the stick of that man, George Badyak, who tosses this one all the way down for icing. Angel Spinelli entering this contest undefeated, as head coach Michael Porcello has utilized the 2-goalie tandem this weekend up here in Saugerties, New York. Spinelli got the win in 2 of those rivalry matchups. The overtime victory over East Islip on Friday, and that late evening affair between St. Anthony's on that very same day, in which the Tigers were victorious over their rivals 6-2. Michael Meyer pulls up and he misses on that chance. Core had trouble corralling that one on his stick, as this one is punched back in by Core. But it's Badyak who handles business on the deep end. Zavaglio tosses this one wide of the cage. Now Corey Geidish will try to pitch it back into the corner. Sanders attempting to track it down, as Badyak is able to create some separation. Carmine Patelli cuts through the middle. Patelli forced wide. Patelli sends it back to Breckland. Breckland through traffic, and it's stopped by Walsh, who holds up. And that's the one thing that head coach Michael Porcello and the coaching staff as a whole emphasized on when I met with them prior to puck drop, is to create traffic in front of the nets, because that will put that man who's starting in between the pipes for the Thunderbirds, Joseph Walsh, in a difficult position, limiting his vision, and that could result in some greasy rebounds, in which the Tigers have been very successful at cashing in on this past season. And if there's a man that loves greasy rebounds, it's Derek Mackholtz, who plays with a gritty edge in his style of play. Sean Tittle, who opened up the scoring in the game against John Jay. He's out on the ice looking for the feed from Hansen, and it just missed his stick. Brecklin tried to close the gap and keep it inside the zone as Correa would attempt to track it down against Paragallo, and he took a hard spill into the end boards, and it almost cost the Tigers as Northport Huntington finds themselves back in their own corner trying to steal it away from the Thunderbirds, who are closing in towards a big scoring opportunity here in the first. However, Northport Huntington is able to push ahead, and Blake Hansen couldn't keep that one under control, and he goes off sides. There's the Arrows product, and most notably the team-leading points getter for the last couple of seasons, Blake Hansen. Trying to cap off an impeccable high school hockey playing career with the state championship after him and his teammates came oh so close to getting that job done before they ran into the team they play right now. And Bradley Gray throws a punch against Colin Bizel. Gray lost his buckets in the midst of that little scrum in front of the goal. And now we'll wait to see if the extra punch by Bradley Gray earns him an extra penalty. And right now, Colin Bizel is the only one that's getting escorted to the box. Now we see Bradley Gray being done the same. So despite Bradley Gray giving Bizel that right cross up high, he will not be getting any extra time in the penalty box as it goes for coincidental minors to the captain of the Thunderbirds, and oddly enough, a PAL Junior Islanders product in the name of Bradley Gray, who is a close friend of the one and only Jack Gregg. Shout out to Coach, we miss you up here in Saugerties. Here's Mackholtz flipping in front, score! John Corr opens up the scoring. The unlikeliest of goal scorers has struck first for the Tigers here in the early moments of the first. And the setup was made in front by Derek Mackholtz, who threw it on goal, and Corr was right there in the perfect spot to touch it home. And that is the story for now. Savaglio from the top, gloved carefully by Walsh. Corr's been quiet all season, not one to capitalize in the goal scoring department, but at this very moment, right here, right now, he's created the most noise. I did that on purpose, by the way, because we have Van Halen's same song title playing as we get a stoppage of play here. And we'll see if this is a penalty or a change in scenery when it comes to the face-off draw, and I believe that's what it will be. Hand pass, and it results in the puck moving outside of the Thunderbirds' zone. Patelli able to win the draw against another PAL Junior Islanders product. The premier team in this case, he represents Kenny Correo. Justin Young, Correo, tries to stash it in front of pace to no avail. Patelli spins this one back onto his forehand and he'll take off ahead. Patelli, guarded by Badyak as he tries to set another play up for his team. Patelli, shouldered off the puck as Badyak tries to push it out of harm's way. Pace, trying to corral it as Brecklin spins this one down low. Patelli protecting. Patelli knocked down to his knees and he couldn't get the feed in front, which allows Matteo Marchesi to gain the other zone. Until Carmine Patelli got it back, and here he comes, feeding ahead, score! Blake Hansen, 2-0. Two quick goals by the Tigers offense. And this one comes from one of the more contemporary scorers in Blake Hansen to double Northport Huntington's lead. Hansen has scored in every game so far up here in Saugerties, New York, and it's no surprise he was going to find the back of the net at some point here this morning. Now the question is, what can Connetquot Sayville do? But still a lot of time on their side and hockey to be played. Can they do to answer the call? And that right there is a good start. Their first and only shot of the game registered. Here comes Northport Huntington pushing the other way. Bradley Gray, who was involved in a little skirmish in front of the nets with that man who has the puck, Colin Bizel. Bizel misses on that chance, and then he got floored by Michael Meyer as Bizel tried to throw the check and Meyer delivered the reverse hit. Evan Venth runs into Eric Kraft. Bizel walking the blue line, gets it onto the stick of Connolly. Connolly tried to pop it across to no avail. This is cleared out off the glass by the Tigers, but not far into the zone. And Bizel is gets continued to be hounded by Bradley Gray. So those two rivals get reacquainted for the time being. Savaglia pops this one back into the zone. Max Gorman will retrieve it for the Thunderbirds, playing it off the boards to Romano, and then returns it back to Bizel. Here's Bizel. Bizel knifes it in front, but it couldn't be reached on the stick of 240. And it results in Northport Huntington pushing the other way. Hansen trying to lean in and get another opportunity, as Michael Meyer has to play this one with caution. Patelli, Meyer, Hansen, and this one got stopped by Walsh. A deadly trio currently on the ice for the Tigers. Here's Brecklin getting it onto the stick of Patelli, who tried to center it in front of Tittle to no avail. It's kept alive at the point by Magholtz, but it's knocked out of play. And this will lead to another draw. There is Carmine Patelli, a former, yes, I said former, PAL Junior Islanders product. And it's surprising to say that he's not representing that prestigious organization in the season that he's had so far for the Tigers. And what will go down as the best in his high school hockey playing career, Patelli did not register a goal at the junior level this season. It just goes to show how much an opportunity to win his school's a championship means for Carmine Patelli. It's worth noting, these Final Four teams, there are countless other travel stars who are not playing up here this weekend that could be eligible and play if they wanted to, but they're committed to a high level of travel hockey. Whether it's the Long Island Golds, the Junior Royals, or the PAL Junior Islanders, and the list goes on and on. Right here, right now, Carmine Patelli is letting his team know that, yes, I'm still good enough to play Junior Islanders hockey, but this would definitely be a lasting memory for not only me, but for my teammates and for the community. Turnaround try right there for Young wouldn't go. We saw Justin Young have a big moment against this same team a couple of weeks back in the semifinal matchup. And the ovation that occurred afterwards was something we've never heard before, and we get a first penalty of the contest officially with Derek Mackholtz committing just that. Carmine Patelli trying to instill some wisdom into his teammate who just took the penalty to let him know, hey, it's all good. Still early. Plus, your team is up ahead by 2. Zell and the Thunderbirds. Something they are the opposite of in regards to Northport Huntington committing the penalty. Talking with head coach George Badyak, the Thunderbirds were one of the most least penalized teams, and they're trying to capitalize on the power play, working the puck around. And there's Connolly from his knees, practically on his back no less, almost setting one up as he was in a vulnerable position trying to keep it in the zone. Vizel loses it to Blake Hansen. Score! Colin Bizel exposed right there as Hansen picks him off and unleashes a bullet past Walsh for his second goal of the period. It is 3-0 as the Tigers special teams unit erupts in the late moments of the first. And just like that, Hansen is one away from the hat trick. something that he's had the opportunity of doing in the game against St. Anthony's a few days ago up here in Saugerties when he went home with 2 goals alongside Carmine Patelli and Derek Mackholtz in that 6-2 win. Correo got jammed into the corner right there as he tries to make something happen for the Thunderbirds in the remaining seconds of the first penalty for the Tigers. Most importantly, the first power play of the Thunderbirds does not succeed as Patelli tries to skate the other way for Connetquot, against Connetquot Sayville for the Tigers. Four minutes to go here in the first of 3 17-minute periods. And this is a major turn of events as Kenny Correo gets up slowly, and we saw him land on the back of his head into the boards. And luckily, he skates to the bench under his own power, but now you have to wonder how much damage that caused for Correo. Interesting to note, Blake Hansen registered 3 shorthanded goals for the Tigers this season. Tittle almost getting that one across to Patelli. And the save is made by Walsh. The man with the most shorthanded goals in regular season play for the Tigers is accounted by Carmine Patelli. With 5. Those numbers start from 0 once the playoff atmosphere gets reached, and evidently it did start from 0 as this is not a continuation of the Suffolk County High School Hockey League season, but one could say it's just the side story, a standalone plot of one team's journey of becoming New York State champions at the high school level. Thunderbirds having trouble advancing towards the goal inside the Tiger zone, and this results in Northport Huntington pushing it out. Savaglio got it onto the stick of Gray. Gray sends it back to Savaglio. Savaglio from the top misfires. This one is played off the boards. Patelli tried to gather it off the wall to no avail. Savaglio pinching in there along the wall. Vaughn Martin spins it back to the top. Here's a chance. And misfires for Michael Meyer. And it inadvertently forces the Tigers out of the zone. Savaglio will recollect it. Under 2 minutes left to play here in the first. 3-0 the score. A different story than what we saw when the two teams met at the rinks back in late January in that semifinal clash, as this one cascades into the mesh off the stick of Motherway. Surprisingly, oddly enough, Blake Hansen, or coincidentally, Blake Hansen registered the last goal for the Northport Huntington Tigers in their Suffolk County High School Hockey League season campaign when they fell to this same team that they lead by 3 here today. Paragallo and Brecklin positioned at the points as the aggressive offensive units of Patelli and Hansen try to add another one to the board. Score! Sean Tittle, 4-0. Message received. The Tigers are not playing around this time. It's 4-0 as Tittle has scored for the second consecutive game. He scored the opening goal against John Jay yesterday, and now he has the fourth for the Tigers in this contest, becoming the third different Northport Huntington player to register a goal against Connetquot Sayville this morning. Hansen curls away, sets it back to the point. Tittle tried to center it onto the stick of someone open and couldn't get that one to connect on the stick of Hansen. It's played bouncing around along the wall, and Colin Bizel will take off back in the Tiger zone. Bizel dangling through his legs. Bizel forced into the glass by Tyler Paragallo. And that will do it for one. Tigers up 4-0. We head to the second after a short break. The two squads had their chance to strategize for these next 17 minutes of play as Angel Spinelli returns to his net. But the Tigers up 4-0. And who knows if this is just the beginning of an endless barrage of goals from Northport Huntington against the team they were beaten a couple of weeks back in the semifinals. Centering chance wouldn't go right there for Northport Huntington's Bradley Gray, and now Michael Meyer trying to say, oh! Crushed at center ice! Kenny Correo down And this just took a turn for the worst for Connetquot Sayville, as the attention is now on Kenny Correo, who's down on all fours after taking that massive check from the big body provided by Michael Meyer. And luckily for Correo, he is okay, but wow. Insult to injury for the Thunderbirds. The second time we've seen Correo down on the ice. And there's no penalty on that hit against Meyer. Massive collision, and neither team gets the luxury of going on the penalty kill or power play. Venth. Connetquot Sayville trying to steal it away from Meyer. Coming in close that time, but they couldn't stuff it home right there. Connolly. Taken down, and we'll see if this can ignite the Thunderbirds as they return to the power play. Eric Kraft committing the penalty for Northport Huntington. Correo back out on the ice to begin this latest power play sequence for the Thunderbirds, as they attempt to get one in the back of the net here in the second period. Marchese tried to lay it in deep, and it remains put inside the zone. Marchese tried to feather it across to Bizel, and it was taken right there by Hansen, and it's led in further by Patelli, but he couldn't muscle his way towards the goal. Bizel able to angle this one forward, but it slipped off the stick of pace, and it goes for another clear by the Tigers. Bizel. Controlling Bizel. And it's forced out inadvertently by the Thunderbirds, but Young skates right back in with a chance, and this gets deflected into the mesh off the stick of Spinelli, who gives Patelli a fist bump. And there is Michael Meyer returning onto the ice after laying the boom on Kenny Correo in that hellacious collision in the neutral zone. And we heard it said before in the stands, in which we presume from the Northport Huntington parents, is that the name itself resembles the style of play that Michael Meyer brings for the Tigers. Scary. And it's not even Halloween. It's only February. Bizel almost capitalizing right there, but Spinelli stands his ground. And to that parent that quoted me, I'm waiting for my royalties for that call. But kudos to Michael Meyer for the game he plays. One of the top goal getters for this Tigers squad is this one. It gets covered up from the shot at the point by the Thunderbirds. Spinelli continuing to keep the Tigers ahead in this contest. But it's been a total team effort so far for the Tigers, as neither one stands out as the reason for why they are in this position at this very moment. All departments have contributed massively to where the Tigers stand here in the second. Patelli skating this one back in the zone. Patelli firing, and this one just missed. Patelli banks this one around the boards and back onto the stick of Meyer, who kicks it down low to Mackholtz. Mackholtz knifes it onto the stick of Patelli. Patelli guarded right there down low by Marchese. Kept alive by Savaglio at the blue line, and it's tossed back into the corner where Gaidish will try to protect it on his stick. Gaidish trying to keep it under his control as he is pinned up against the boards. And this is flipped out of the zone where it's caught in the hand of Meyer, who tried to settle it down, and this results in Bizel gaining the zone for the Thunderbirds. Bizel slams on the brakes as he tries to break free from the clutches of Meyer. Tossed in front, and it couldn't be received well right there by the target in sight, which was Evan Venth. Patelli directing traffic as he makes his way back in the zone, and he couldn't get the feed to go onto the stick of Savaglio, but despite the misfeed, Northport Huntington has possession. This one is back on the stick of Patelli. Patelli muscled off by Zell, and the save is made that time by Joseph Walsh. And we'll see if that feeds into the Thunderbirds' offensive units as they trail by 4 without having a big moment of their own yet. Save made by Spinelli on Bizel. Compared to the saves he's made this past month, this one definitely not the same level of amazingness and so forth by Walsh. And we'll see if he has another one hidden in his repertoire here today. This one almost took a crazy carom back in front to Walsh, but it's the Tigers who are forced back in the neutral zone, throwing it back into the corner. Troico trying to get a hold of it to no avail as Yun got tied up for a moment. Yun slamming on the brakes as he tries to set something up, and this one almost pinballed off a skate and back towards a dangerous location as Connetquot Sayville has some difficulty advancing out of that tight area. Correo in the same spot where he was met with an ugly result, as Correo now positioned in a different location, trying to steal it for the Thunderbirds and get something to go for Connetquot Sayville. Vadyak controlling. Vadyak observing, seeing what's ahead. Vadyak takes this one wide. Vadyak will attempt to track it down against Brecklin. Brecklin able to sidestep away from Vadyak as Northport Huntington tries to advance the other way, but here comes Pace, motoring back in. Donnie Pace tried to center it. Late man in the trailer, bent, and this one skipped wide of the cage. Paragallo back in the zone, firing a chance, and this one misses for number 9 of the Tigers. Venth sets it ahead. Connolly now at the race in and keep it under his control, which he does. Connolly smashed into the end boards by Tyler Paragallo. Venth backhand try denied. Rebound, Spinelli holds up. Northport Huntington not only letting the Thunderbirds have it when it comes to goals, but also the physical play. Tigers. Motoring back in, Carmine Patelli just misfiring right there. Savaglio trying to settle the bouncing puck at the top. Savaglio feeds it across. Meyer stepping into one, and he's stopped right there by Walsh, who holds up. Off the draw, Connetquot Sayville collecting it, and skating up ahead is Bizel, the captain for the Thunderbirds this weekend. Bizel controlling. Bizel forced out. Bizel trying to work it down low. Centering chance wouldn't go. Marchese from a tough angle, stopped right there by Spinelli. Here's Michael Meyer leaning in and taking it in. Stopped right there by, or actually that might have missed the target, so. Bizel trying to spin it out of harm's way as Patelli is able to pop this one back. Tigers trying to navigate forward. Tittle in the zone. Tittle forced wide and taken to task along the boards. Here's Yun. Justin Yun sends this one caroming wide of the cage. Hansen, 2 under his belt so far, and he just missed the hat trick right there with that big drive. Hayes had trouble advancing it forward. Here's Bizel. Bizel tried the curl and drag maneuver. Here's Marchese trying to wheel and deal to no avail. Tittle able to cancel it out, or so we thought. Marchese from the top. It's the post. As the Thunderbirds inch closer and closer to finally getting one in the back of the net. Under 8 minutes left to play here in the second. Badyak tried to toss it forward, and Bent has to pull back to try to receive it cleanly. Icing called here. No, icing is waved off. Martin trying to skate forward here with it on his stick, and Hayes will just play it carefully. Down low it goes. Badyak on the hunt to try to keep it away from the goal. 6.5 to go for the second of 3. Save made by Walsh, and play is stopped. Rico off the draw, gonna get the clean shot off. Sayville pressured in the corner as he tries to get out of harm's way. Here's Tim 40. 40 pushes it forward, and he couldn't reach the stick of the other Tim 40. Savaglio nearly putting that one in his own goal. Telly tried to stuff it in front, and it almost caromed in a weird way past Walsh. And luckily, the Thunderbirds are able to escape without any damage in that little chance for the Tigers. Sayville trying to regroup for the Thunderbirds and push it the other way as Meyer will flip it back in the zone where Hayes will recollect it. And Pace now brings it back across, and it's returned around the boards onto the stick of Pace by Sayville. Centering chance across the ice to Yun, had to be played off the boards by number 22 of the Thunderbirds. Pace trying to corral it and keep it inside the zone. He got it back to Sayville. Sayville trying to shift away from Hansen, and this leads to a 2-on-1 chance. Patelli with Tittle, and this one slipped into the corner. Meyer at the top, misfiring right there. Brecklin. Hansen. Here's Sayville. Lost it right there. Telly trying to come up with the steal. Hansen nearly shouldered off the puck as Correo takes this one into enemy territory. Correo tried to drop it in front, but no one was home. And now the Thunderbirds will attempt to reset cleanly, but they got to keep it away from the Tigers' aggressive offensive unit. One of the goal scorers in this contest, John Core, inside the zone. Core almost coming up with the interception right there, as Brady has to keep it away from the Tigers. Hayes attempting to evade pressure in the corner. And we have a jousting match ensuing along the boards. Here's Venth. Skips this one towards the net. It was stopped by Spinelli. Rebound, caroming back in front. But it couldn't be put home as Sean Connolly and Derek Mackholtz have a disagreement, and the refs intervene.
Yeah, the clock is going.
Timeout called here by Northport Huntington.
I guess so.
Actually, not a timeout, but a bold strategy nonetheless. We'll see if it pays off. Mano had trouble on the tie-up right there as Chico advances this one back in the other zone. Gray won't get their icing called. Chance from the top towards the net. Couldn't connect right there. Vadiak and Marchese resetting with 3 minutes to go here in the second. Marchese. It's a chance on goal, and that one was fended off aggressively by Spinelli. And Northport Huntington is able to push the other way. Ray trying to set something in front, and he had Chico charging in there to get a hold of an opportunity, possibly. Ray again tosses this one into the corner. Chico not there to receive it as Vadiak tries to clear it out of harm's way. He'll play it into the other corner where Marchese will attempt to grab it under his possession. Everyone trying to dig it out now. As Marchese is able to skip this one out of the zone, and Savaglia will return the favor with a heave, and it's stopped by Walsh. Marchese. Mano trying to advance the other way to no avail. It's kept alive by the Tigers. Patelli trying to skate through everyone and keep the momentum going for Northport Huntington. Patelli wheels it in front, Hansen controlling it, sending it back to the point. Meyer through traffic, stopped right there that time by Walsh. And this results in a clear for the Thunderbirds, but it won't go for icing, and Northport Huntington will reset from all the way back in their zone. This one couldn't be cleared out by Meyer. Pace came up with the keep, but Meyer gets it back and he'll send it forward. Patelli, a chance, stopped right there by Walsh. Patelli trying to swing it in front to Hansen to no avail. Marchese with it again for Connetquot Sayville. Final 50 seconds of play here in the second has been reached. One couldn't be advanced towards the goal by Correo as pace gets down low. Marchese with a drive, and this misfires for him. Another chance back in front, and Angel Spinelli holds on for dear life. And Kenny Correo got sent to the ice as well.
No, thank you. I was going to go down and see the guys, but thank you very much. I'm locked and loaded.
Just about 30 seconds remaining here in the second. Another save made by Spinelli right there. Drive from the point, and this one skips off the body of Spinelli and goes into the corner where Young was hit into the boards. Turning try right there, wouldn't go, rebounds. Swallowed up by Spinelli, and play is stopped. Correo trying to get one last quick face-off draw win back to Marchese, and he's tied up on the draw. A different story for this period than the first one. Neither team capitalizing, one in the back of the net, and in these 17 minutes of play as we gear up for the third period after a 12-minute ice cuts. Tigers up 4-0, and we'll be back very soon. Third period has just begun. 4-0 the score as the Tigers look to get the rest of the job done and advance to the championship, which will take place later today at 4 o'clock Eastern Time. Carmine Patelli almost dangling his way to a goal right there. It's been quiet for a large portion of this contest. The one man that has not been quiet whatsoever is the man that has the puck on his stick, Blake Hansen. Savaglio drops this one into the boards, and back to receive it, Hayes. Patelli able to absorb some of the physicality right there as he keeps it in the zone. Meyer with the chance, stopped right there by Walsh. It remains put inside the Thunderbird zone for a moment, but it's skated out and back towards the other way by Correo. Correo lost a handle of it as Hansen and the Tigers try to progress forward. Here comes Meyer. Meyer, who played a big check on Correo back in the second period, is trying to unleash a big goal for the Tigers as they inch closer and closer to getting the victory over their Suffolk County rivals up here in Saugerties. Mackholtz floats this one into the end boards and he'll track it down. Mackholtz trying to set it in front to Kraft to no avail, and the chance for Gray misfires. Kraft trying to get a hold of it again. Mackholtz steers it in front, and it couldn't be laid home. Rebound, Paragal at the top. This one deflects over the net, and Mackholtz gets to it. He's able to drop it down low, but relinquishes it back into the hands of the Thunderbirds. Franklin trying to keep it under control along the half wall to no avail as this one is popped forward, and it will be skated further in this zone. Offsides called as Evan Venth lost control of the possession. Collision in the neutral zone between Guidish and Core, but it does not have a negative impact on the Tigers whatsoever as Paragallo finds the zone. Guidish back down low, trying to set it up for Sanders. Sanders pinching in against Badyak as he tries to get a hold of the possession. This one is wheeled back around the goal. Core lays into his opponent. Now Paragallo tries to use his muscle to keep it inside the zone. Badyak floats it out of harm's way. Recklin retreating before setting it onto the stick of Paragallo. And then it's dealt ahead, but couldn't be received well by Core as Colin Bizel controls it on his stick in the end boards. Bizel trying to work free and go the other way. Bizel tied up right there in the scrum of bodies. Paragallo drives one, but he didn't get enough elevation on that shot. And the Thunderbirds will attempt to reset cleanly. Sean Tittle banks this one off the glass, but back into the hands of that man, Kenny Correo. Correo bursting in. Correo. He's got Saraceno on the far wing as Correo takes this one on a journey to the corner and back to the point. Marchese keeps it in the zone, firing a chance that goes wide. Yun. Another try, doesn't go for him, but he stays with it for a moment before the Tigers collect and gather it the other way. Patelli with Hansen beside him. Couldn't advance right there, and here comes Matteo Marchese taking off back in the zone. Marchese with a chance, and that one couldn't reach the goal. Blake Hansen with 2 goals under his belt this morning gets it to Patelli, and he just missed on that chance. Line change is commencing for both squads as this one is touched forward, but it's received well by the opponents. Sayville of the Thunderbirds, and he crushes Bradley Gray. Both Colin Sayville and Michael Meyer administering the pain here in the semifinal matchup. Bradley Gray stays on the ice after he was leveled by Sayville. Those two had a little bit of a disagreement back in the first, and it's safe to say that Sayville remembered that wholeheartedly. Brady tried to get it across. Bradley Gray tosses it in deep. Sayville trying to collect it again for the Thunderbirds as Connolly plays this along the half wall, and it'll be carried in further to Connolly. Connolly trying to drive past the defense, and he had trouble sending it back in front. Coming into the picture now, Pace. Connolly pinching down low, trying to set it inside there, but it wouldn't go for the Thunderbirds. Sayville couldn't send that one as it caromed off the skate of Brady, and now the Thunderbirds find themselves in the neutral zone with Sayville trying to get it under his control. Triwico almost coming up with the complete steal right there as Sayville takes it back in the zone. Sayville with a chance. Big glove save made by Angel Spinelli. Chance got blocked. Another try popped in front, but it couldn't be jammed home as Sayville and Marchese will attempt to reset cleanly. Young attempting to keep it under his control, but to no avail as Thunderbirds will get another chance at. Oh my goodness there. Kenny Correo again. Crash test dummy all game long. And somehow he remains in this contest. Save, rebound, score. Justin Young finds the back of the net, and the shutout bid for Spinelli is done. He scored 2 against the Knights in their 6-3 victory yesterday morning, and here he picks up 1 for the Thunderbirds in this very important matchup with the Tigers. Hansen trying to touch it back ahead as Patelli will track it down. Patelli sends it back to the point, Sabaglio. Gives it back to Patelli. Patelli sends it across to Meyer. Meyer through traffic, and it couldn't be touched home by neither deflecting stick in front, courtesy of Tittle and Hansen. Hansen positioned close to the goal, where he's been for most of this contest. Chance from the top, Meyer misfires. Brady. Connolly. This one just missed the deflection attempt by Brady in front. Hansen one just misfires for the Tigers. And this will not go for icing here. Spinelli tries to clear it out of harm's way. And they do push it out of the zone. As Bizel and Thunderbirds try to go back into familiar territory. To 40. Made contact right there with Meyer. Max Gorman or Romano. Max Gorman and Robert Savaglio battling hard. Now it's Nicholas Romano trying to chase it down from Meyer. Bradley Gray sends this one into the end boards. Chirico able to track it down. Chirico muscled into the boards as Bizel tries to escape from the clutches of Bradley Gray. Here's Correo getting it onto the stick of that man, Bizel. Bizel trying to break through everyone and get to the goal. Correo loses the handle of it. And here comes Bradley Gray going the other way. Gray, Chirico couldn't get that one to go. Yun with Bizel. Yun, Bizel diving headlong to try to get a hold of the opportunity, and this stops play, roughing the call, and we'll see who it goes against, and by clear indication of who is being escorted to the box, it will be another penalty going here to Northport's Huntington. Tyler Paragallo, 2 minutes for getting too aggressive, and the Thunderbirds will reactivate the power play units. Six-plus minutes to go. Correo and the Thunderbirds have been successful numerous times in the regular season, scoring 10 power play goals, which is tied for the 6th most in regular season play for the 2021-2022 campaign. While the Northport Huntington Tigers have registered 12 shorthanded goals, and they got one here today, courtesy of Blake Hansen, who has the 2nd most regular season shorthanded goals, scoring 3 of the 12 that Northport Huntington has had the luxury of getting in their 20 games played over that span. Wow! Angel Spinelli shuts the door on pace, and then he makes another stop from the top shot by Marchese. A bright young man with an amazing story, Angel Spinelli, and a lot of people have been watching very closely of what this young man is made of. Whether you're from Long Island or all the way from Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. Connolly tried to pop it across to Bizel, who is trying to get led into the zone as this gets cleared for the Tigers. And Connetquot Sayville is attempting to reset. And we'll see if George Vadyak brings Joseph Walsh to the bench despite Connetquot Sayville being down by 3. As the final minutes of this unbelievable core group of players continues to wind down. Another chance and another stop made by Spinelli. Patelli delaying, and he had to retreat before setting it onto the stick of the returning Paragallo. Pardon me, that might have been Meyer. Here's Bizel with 4.5 to go. Connolly tried to get it across to Creo, who spun it into the other corner. As Connolly is able to, or pardon me, Marchese, centering chance, couldn't reach the stick of Creo. Pace keeps it alive on the clearing attempts by the Tigers. Jan tangled up right there with one of the Tigers. Offside's called. Change in scenery in the face-off draw as Kenny Correo got kicked out for Justin Young. Eric Kraft, William Hayes, as the Tigers advance in the zone. Thunderbirds trying to push the other way. With the hourglass almost running out. We got a high sticking violation called here, which will move the face-off draw in a new location. This is Jan, trying to spin it back ahead to no avail. Marchese couldn't keep it alive. Tigers getting the clear. The net has been vacated for the Connetquot Sayville Bayport's Blue Point Thunderbirds as Joseph Walsh sits on the bench for the final 3 minutes and 20 seconds of play. Ray attempting to track it down and converts on the bullseye. There's Cord, the man that kick-started this contest with a stunning opening goal. Haragawa muscled against the boards by Yun. Desperate times come for desperate measurements as one stick gets helicoptered in the air and goes down to the ice. And it was Donnie Paces who retrieves it. Bizel had to wait for Pace to come back out of the zone. 2.5 to go. Hayes tosses this one wide of the cage. One player took a spill in the end boards for the Tigers, but he's back up on his feet, and it was Paragallo. Correo feverishly driving to the net, trying to get an opportunity to go, and he smashes Brecklin into the boards. Oh, and that one took a crazy carom and almost got punched home right there by Connolly, and now we have a scrum brewing in the end boards for that loose puck. Connolly taken down, and this will be a penalty being assessed here possibly, or maybe the net coming off its boards, and it's the net that needs to be adjusted. It looked like it was going to be a penalty just by the way Connolly fell down and possibly getting tripped up with malintent, but that is not the case. Under 2 minutes left to play here in the third period. It would be a miracle for the Thunderbirds to send this game into the later hours of the morning, but with not only them facing a 3-goal deficit, but also facing time running out on their season, it seems too impossible. Angel Spinelli with An incredible recovery. Sean Tittle for the empty net, sauces it wide. And that will lead to another draw inside the Tigers zone. George Vadyak taking what could possibly be the last timeout of the season for Connetquot Sayville. Or no, it's going to be a timeout. Well, actually, it's a timeout taken by Connetquot Sayville, but the attention and all eyes are on the Tigers, who are in a prime position as they lead by 3 goals with an impending berth to the championship about to happen, which will take place later today here at this facility. Wiesel feeds it across. Marchese on net, stopped by Spinelli. Chance in front! Unbelievable save made by Angel Spinelli. And what may go down as the lasting impression on the Connetquot Sayville's journey here upstate in Saugerties this weekend. Spinelli providing electricity for the Tigers, who stand undefeated this weekend. Wiesel racing back to recollect it. Robert Savaglio throws the heavy body. Final half minute of play. Hansen feverishly trying to race down and grab the loose puck as he has a hat trick in sight awaiting for him. But that will not happen. Carmine Patelli, the man, or one of the few that will be graduating later this May, is going to be ending his high school hockey career with a spot in the championship. And an early celebration is taking place in the Tigers zone between Robert Savaglio and Angel Spinelli. There is Michael Meyer, one of the heroes of this weekend, who scored in sudden death for the Tigers in the opening round robin play matchup against the Chiefs. They've waited 2 years for redemption, a shot at winning the championship after falling to Half Hollow Hills right as the pandemic happens. Angel Spinelli fired up, and the Northport Huntington Tigers advance to the state championship finals. not the ending the Connetquot Sayville Bayport Blue Point Thunderbirds wanted to have, especially with the eventful month they've endured here in 2022, falling just short of winning their first county title in nearly a decade, to now coming oh so close at defeating the Tigers consecutive times, and it what could have been a big victory has resulted in a heartbreaking ending to what will be remembered as a team that will go down as one of the best. Colin Bizel, Kenny Correo, Donnie Pace, Evan Venth, Jimmy Brady, Maxwell Gorman, and the heroic, tenacious Joseph Walsh say goodbye to high school hockey.
Well, we still got one left. Right? So,
Hopefully he'll get the chance. Or at least half.
The Northport Huntington Tigers return to the locker room as they will gear up and have a long break before the championship game is played, whether it will be against Kings Park Comac or St. Anthony's. And one thing's for sure, it will be a much anticipated thrilling battle from beginning to end. And there we see the Tigers exiting the ice for good, while the Connetquot Sayville Bayport Blue Point Thunderbirds gather around their bench one last time, where they will be acknowledged by their family, their friends, their neighbors, and their fans who have made the long trip up here in Saugerties to watch this team try to get redemption in Act 2 of the Revenge Tour. That does it here for Game 1 of the semifinals up here in Saugerties. We got Kings Park, Comac, and St. Anthony's coming up very soon in the matter of moments. But right now we will take a break before we drop the puck very soon. Thank you for watching the first of 3 games today right here on LI Sports Network. See you soon, ladies and gentlemen.